Henwick? Are you in there? Henwick! Henwick? Henwick. Ah, there you are.
Father.
Begin to think you've forgotten about me.
Sorry,
Shall we?
Does it pain you, Father, to play naive so often to my calling?
You know I make no assumptions, Henwick.
Well, I thank you for pretending. I'd be lying to tell you I don't find comfort in the company. But winter's a lonely time. If truth be told, Father. Malum gets awful quiet at this time of year.
No plans of leaving at all for the Christmas period?
Oh no, I'll be staying put.
Oh, I've no intention of staying inland then?
Well, it's not that I've no intention, you see, Father. I just have nowhere else to go.
And what about friends, family, relatives?
None I'd care to spend more than a few moments with. No, certainly not. Are you short in time, Father?
Actually, I'll be returning home inland myself in the morning for the winter months. I've just got some final papers to attend to this evening before I go.
Well, I thank you for taking the time to stay for a while. But I won't insult your time, Father. As it happens, I do have a reason for your calling.
Which is, Henwick?
Well, it was a year ago, this very night, that I pulled that young girl out of the sea. As you know. I brought her in and laid her out on the table out there. I didn't want to leave her out there for the gulls to get her.
You handle the situation with the utmost dignity and respect, Henwick.
No matter how many times you tell yourself no one's really there, nothing more than an empty vessel, all quiet and peaceful. don't feel alone. I still don't. I waited all night for them to come and take her away. I couldn't bear it. To be near her. And then when they did come and take her away, I almost felt I wanted them to bring her back, because then I'd have a reason for feeling like that.
Well, I mean, I'd say it's a perfectly rational sentiment after such a traumatic experience.
I've had many a peculiar sensation, Father, but this was no mere fleeting feeling. I've not felt alone since.
I'm sorry, how so?
Well, not long since that night, I sat alone here by the fire, watching the patterns flicker in the flames, and I did make merry that night, sir. Too merry, I'll admit, but those winter nights are long and cold and lonely, with only your own thoughts to keep you company. I found comfort where many a man would. We had an early winter that year, Father, if you recall.
I do recall, yes. It was a very cold year.
The markets had shut early and all but few folk had gone inland for the season. Yourself included, Father. Well, as I sat there trying to null the awareness of that from my mind, I became aware of him. A peculiar sound.
Sound, you say? What sort of sound, Henwick?
Well, it seems a bit daft, but it was a calling, no less.
And what was the call?
Well, in fact, I could not make out. It was vague and muffled. But oddly close, as though obscured by a thick fog. Well, I went out to have a look. I didn't know what to do, Father. I came back in and I sat down by the fire here. I thought I'd wait it out. And finally, and surely, and to my relief, the sound subsided.
Well, that certainly does sound rather frightful. Particularly after your encounter, Henwick, but it's nothing that can't be explained away. A strong wind rushing through the winter trees. The way the sound moved, as you say. The distant cry of an overhead gull, perhaps. Its sound distorted by the sharpness in the air. Henwick, trust me, I have heard God's creations achieve all manner of remarkable audible feats in my time.
It wasn't a gull, Father. This time of night. A time of the season.
But there are more things in heaven and earth than could be dreamt of in your philosophy alone. Yes?
Well, that's precisely my fear, Father.
So that was that then. Just stop. Have you turned the cord?
Well, I thought maybe it was the drink at first. Or maybe it was the long cold that had affected my mind. Or maybe there was no one ever there. But I made sure to put it to the back of my mind. For a good while, that is.
Until?
Well, a few weeks passed and I was sat by the fire here once again.
Look, if it troubles you to talk, we don't need to. We can leave things here as they are and resume after Christmas. How's that sound?
Hello? Who's there? Who's there, I say? Go away. Go away!
Retribution rot your soul and blast your cankered heart and damn you to hell.
Belligerent? Why haven't you reported this, Henwick?
You know why, sir. Man, folk wouldn't take too kindly to my troubles. The looks I get, the whispers I hear from folk who would think ill of me. Hopeless drunk. Too merry to save a poor young girl from drowning at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Henwick, why wouldn't you come to me about this? This is serious!
Because maybe I thought they were right. Maybe I am rotten. Maybe I could have done more to save that poor girl. Maybe you think ill of me for what I did, or what I failed to do. The waves. Waves were strong, Father. Fierce. I tried to fight them, but by the time I got out...
Henwick, stop. Don't torture yourself with these thoughts of contrite.
It serves no purpose. It's not helping anybody, Henwick. Henwick, stop. Stop this. Don't torture yourself like this with these thoughts of utter contrite.
Did she put herself before me? I asked myself over and over. I couldn't sleep without a thought of it. Or a disturbance in the night. Why must he make me pay for it still?
Henwick, if you know who's been bothering you, you must tell me. This must be reported. Henwick, you must tell me. I can see to it discreetly.
I fear I know too well what it is that ails me. I can't dare to speak of it.
No, Henwick, see, I can't help you, Henwick, if all you do is talk in riddles. Who is it that seeks to unsettle you? Who?
Tell me, Father, when you came to me this afternoon, you had a look of surprise on your face. Did you see someone with me for a moment? Was he tall and dark, there one moment and gone the next? Like a trick of the light.
I didn't see anybody, Henwick. Not a soul.
I used to tell myself the same.
Look, I'm not quite sure I follow. So why don't you come and sit down with me and we can just talk it out calmly. Yes? That's it. That's it.
Forgive me, Father, but I have seen such a man. Brief at first. A shape in the corner of my eye for a moment. But only for a moment. Short enough to remain unfamiliar, long enough to be sure. Any longer, he would be a speck on the horizon. Distant and obscured. But sure.
I see. And you're, quite sure of these sightings, are you?
Do you doubt me, Father? For I have seen such a man. Lately. As sure as I've seen you now. And for quite as long.
All right. Well then, where on earth does he come from?
I ask myself the same. But I know when he's coming. There's a change in the wind. A cold in the air. It's chilled to the bone. And then I hear it. A calling. The same calling I heard that first night. feels sure the spectre will show himself.
A spectre?
I know of no man that can move the way he moves. At once not here nor there, elusive like the wind, as fickle as a flake of snow to a warm puddle. I know little of him, but he seeks to torture me. Of that I am sure.
Henwick, as real as these experiences might feel to you, be careful of your thoughts.
You think me a liar?
No, of course not, Henwick. Far from it. What I mean to say is that I think sometimes when an individual suffers a traumatic event, one can feel as though that they...
Don't tell me all of a sudden you're a man of reason now. Is it so easy to toss aside your faith? Are there more things in heaven and earth now that you don't like the sound of them, Father? Father.
Henwick, we must always be careful of credulous thoughts. The more vulnerable we become, the deeper they grow. Now, I don't think you're a weak man, Henwick. And I certainly don't think you're a liar. But perhaps what you are is just an ill-fated individual who, through no fault of his own, has suffered an extreme distress. And the deepest of emotions can make one's mind impressionable to all sorts of thoughts that manifest themselves in ways that would take the stern from any man. The mind, it certainly has a fascinating way of connecting dots that bear no correlation. But really, Henwick, all that matters is this. There is a headstone sitting in the grounds of my churchyard, where the body of a dear girl rests peacefully thanks to your brave efforts. And a family, Henwick. A family with closure in their hearts who thank you nigh on every day for your courage and your diligence for retrieving their daughter's body and bringing it home back to them.
Forgive me, Father. You've always had kind words for me.
I'm not trying to be kind to you, Henwick. Oh, goodness me. Is it really? All right, Look, I'm afraid I must take my leave of you now, Henwick. I'll be sure to pay you a visit tomorrow in the morning before I go. Yes? Yes? Just try and take some comfort in my words. You're a good man, Henwick. A very good man. Right.
You always had time for me, Father, where others did not. I thank you for that.
Take care of yourself, Henwick.
pulled him out in the night. Must have been a poor old soul.
Yes, he was.
Shame he couldn't be helped. Some fools just can't help themselves. And you tell your mate over there on the rocks to look out now, Father.
I'm not with anyone.
Strange. He was awful close to you. Oh well. Must have been a trick of the light.
Should old acquaintance be